special. So special. So special.
Maranatha, Maranatha, Israel, Barakatah. Yeah, I said it. Barakatah, Israel. Giving praises to the Most High. Blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb. Yahushua, Hamashiach, Barakatah. Over here,
right.
Hebrewism. The title of this is Israelite Tactics versus the Pan-Africanism, man. See, this is the whole thing. The Messiah knew that the world was going to be sold up in a world of lies. That's why one of his most famous sayings that even the Christians can grasp is that you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free. The truth is,
So special.
being an African is not actually the truth of even who the Africans are. So just studying or acknowledging Africa is pointless, man. But we're gonna get to why the tactics of the Most High, because these tactics didn't come from man. The Most High give the children of Israel tactics. The Most High has developed uh, a whole plot that's been orchestrated and intricately put together and placed and put into place, even while the enemy thought that he was actually using his own tactics and his own works, and they were working for his benefit. These were all part of the Most High's grand scheme and plan. But there is some truth to a lot of these things that we're about to talk about. And so we have a lot of brothers talking about Africa, whether is Africa or the study of being African, and the whole angle of looking deep into the whole Egypt an Egyptology approach of life and all these things. We got a lot of brothers that go in that route, and that route leads to them worshiping the woman's vagina. Yeah, I said it.
That's right.
It's the truth. We all know the truth hurts. Ugly truth. The truth, you can't handle the truth. You got all these things that these white folks have been constantly, repetitiously, and subliminally indoctrinating us in our head. Almost was preparing us for the truth. Preparing us for the fact that there is going to be a truth that no one's liking. There's going to be a truth that people are going to be incapable to seem to be able to bear. So we see that right here with this picture on the first slide, that being African for an African is not really a solution. Being African for an African is not a solution, man. For an African. So just knowing that you are generally African, even though Africans don't call themselves African, each one have their own individual culture and history. It doesn't do them no good because these people are at the rock bottom. This is right here. If these is Israelites themselves, these people was fulfilling the scriptures as cursed in the field still to this day. Cursed shall be us Israelites over here out in America in these cities, and cursed is these brothers out here that was left out there back in them fields. Check it out. That's right there in your face, plain and simple. We the children of Israel. Nobody else is living like this on a grand scale across the whole face of the earth, just doing bad like us. So we're dealing with tangible evidence or tangible tactics. Well, the tangible tactics of being an African is not tangible at all. This is non-tangible. You see where being African gets you. It gets you oppressed and at the bottom. Pan-Africanism doesn't explain to you how you got on them slave ships. Pan-Africanism is not going to tell you the study of Africanism or anything other than the Most High God. It's not going to tell you as a Negro, quote unquote, so-called, how you end up on them slave ships. And if you don't know your history, you are bound to repeat it. So if we all just ended up as African, oh yeah, we all African. Hey Africa, let me embrace me with wide open arms. And they said, okay, we'll embrace you. You know what's going to happen? You're going to end up right back on a slave ship.
Yeah.
Because wherever you're about to be going, you're still going to be at the bottom, working for Romans. Trying to say, hey Roman, man, make room for me. Give up all this minefields and make a for real. Give up all these oil fields and all these gold mines and jewel mines of those sorts. You go ahead and give it up and make room for me and share a little bit of that with me because I just realized that I'm African. So, you know, one thing that you're going to run into is the word tangible when you're trying to deal with brothers that don't believe in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You're going to deal with tangible. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, they ain't nothing tangible. I don't see no tangible proof. Where's Moses' bones? Where's Abraham's bones? They're gonna say some foolish statement like that, like as if they actually had, as if these white folks had them, that they would actually show you. They're not gonna show you nothing. They're gonna show you what they want to show you. You a Negro. They don't care about what you thinking about when you say, "Oh yeah, we the people that built them pyramids." They don't care. They're like, "Oh well, Great job, Negro. You think that you didn't really did something. If you only did a little bit of studying, you'll realize that the Hebrews were the slaves of those pyramid building operations. You know? You're gonna run into the word tangible. Well, let's deal with the definition of tangible because they think that they really get you. When you hit them, when they hit you with this whole word tangible, they be like, man, that's my ace in the hole. That's my joker wild card. Yeah, I got you. Royal flush. Tangible. You know, even though the Messiah already warned us about, the wicked and adulterous generation is going to seek for the signs, proof. Like, give me this, give me that. But they're not even going to receive the proof. Well, we already know, saying you on this channel, you've been following this channel, we already know that the proof is that rainbow around the sun. That's right.
That's right.
So when we get hit with that one, it's always easily debunked when I'm out there and me and my oxes out there preaching on the streets and stuff, man. Well, when we, listen in on people, it irks me so bad to hear people get away with this tangible thing, and that's always an excuse for them to just invalidate any listening or grasping of any knowledge of the scriptures. And that one right there, the children of Israel, y'all, whoever listening, man, you got to get that one right there in the headlock. This is how you get it. Look, just go look the word up tangible. Yeah, tangible for the first definition. In the first case, I'm talking about this is in the mind state of those who actually came up with this word tangible. Yeah. This is what they were meaning. Yeah, these white folks, they came up with this word tangible. And this is what they meant by tangible. They meant capable of being touched or felt, having real substance, a tangible object. That's that one where they think that they got you right there. That's their slam dunk they will leave. And this doesn't just go for Pan-African, it goes for all non-believers of the script. They come up with the tangibleness, or even Christians, after you didn't debunk them.
That's right.
They'll start talking about some tangibleness.
Exactly.
Immediately lose faith. It says capable of the second definition, though, if we look here real closely, the second definition that the people implied in meaning when they read out this definition, the word tangible, is capable of being clearly grasped by the mind.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you had two lemons sitting on the table, you turned your head, and now there's only one. There's tangible evidence that you're missing one.
Yeah. That's right.
Just because you don't have that one still in your hand or still on that table, that doesn't mean that it didn't, it never existed.
Exactly.
There's evidence. That's that one where they don't realize. Tangible evidence. Evidence, Salaki. He says tangible evidence. He says capable of being clearly grasped by the mind. Hence, referring to a book. Most books are made to be clearly grasped by the mind.
That's right.
The Bible in itself is a tangible evidence because it does state historical events.
That's right.
And there is telltale signs, like the flood. You can go to Colorado right now on the Rocky Mountains, and you can find literally seashells out on a mountain that's been for real uncharted. Nobody is walking on this part. You see the trails where everyone walk right off trail, and you just keep on looking. Seashells. Okay.
Hey, ain't a lie, man.
Fossilized seashells.
There's seashells everywhere. All mountains everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything's been underwater.
Yeah. He says substantial rather than imaginary. Substantial rather than imaginary. Yeah. Because when you call yourself an African, that's an imaginary statement. That's an imaginary figure. That's a figment of your imagination. There's no such thing as an African. Unless you want to just classify an Israelite as an African and everyone else is who they are, like a Zimbabwe is a Zimbabwean or whatever he calls himself. Or a Nigerian is from Niger. An Ethiopian is, a person from Ethiopia is Ethiopian.
Yeah.
But then when it gets to us, we can only be the people called African if you want to sit here and start trying to hold on to this whole African concept. Well, then you gotta just, it'd be easier for you to grasp it and get somewhere with the movement of African as an African, Pan-Africanness, if he just realized that the slaves in Egypt were quote unquote to white people Africans,
Man,
which were called, you know, on the in crowd amongst the Africans, Israelites.
that's right.
It just lets you know how their minds are not using deductive reasoning, because people, and they don't have critical thinking, or their critical thinking department is weak because television is wiping out them being able to realize the obvious. It's enabling the most high keep hitting them upside that head. Well, the most high uses television to hit them upside the head with that spirit of delusion. You keep watching television, your brain gonna be on autopilot. You won't be able to see these type of things. You be calling yourself an African American, two continents and stuff, all confused. And then the third one is having physical existence, corporeal, tangible assets. Tangible assets. Like when the book says, if you don't do these things, you'll be cursed. If you don't do these things, you'll be doing this. Or if you don't do these things, these certain things will be happening to you.
Then it happens.
That happened. You can look at the black man's state and then look at the curses in Leviticus 26 and the curses in Deuteronomy 28, and it literally is tailor-made to the white man. I mean, tailor-made to the so-called black man.
That's right.
That's right. Having tangible assets. Not spirit. We're not talking spiritual talk. We're talking for real. We ain't saying if you don't keep the commandments, you're going to go to hell. That's corporeal.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
that's right.
That's when they think they have you. They be like, yeah, no, corporeal. What we have is corporeal is the actual physical aftermath, or the outplaying of a curses that is described in the Bible if somebody is breaking the commandments, such as worshiping on the Sabbath. I mean, worshiping on Sunday instead of Saturday, calling out on J-bomb, praying attentively to the ground, calling on some white man that you don't know, but his name is actually Zeus. You end up on slave ships like us, man. That's why it's tangible, because the Bible literally tells you why you end up in a predicament, how your predicament will actually be, and the remedy of the predicament. Whoever the children of Israel is, this is what this book is saying. This is the whole lump of this book, is that why, how, and remedy of you going through some crazy stuff. The why, how, and remedy. So let's get to this tangible evidence, something that we can actually work with.
That's right.
All right. Well, if you look right here on the slide, it says Christians are the largest religious group in 2015. Christians is the runners. They leading this one. They leading this donkey show. You know? They leading the pony show. They the main ones doing this circus. Man, doing this circus act. They call it religious movement. These are all circus acts. But Christianity got the main ones running.
Whoa, other religions 0.1?
Yeah.
Something like, dang, so all the other religions people be like, oh man, but what about the Japanese? And what about, man, they ain't nothing compared to everybody else in the world, man.
Yeah. And and the Messiah says that the path to destruction is wide, and many there be that go in thereat. You look at Christianity right there, and it's obvious. You're like, the most people are going into that one. So that would have to be, not only is Christianity not what he was talking about when he was speaking about that narrow path, this Christianity is definitely
That's right.
the wide path that he was talking about. Can't no other religion hang with Christianity, man. Teaching people to not keep the commandments. You see this? He said, right here in the Pew Research Center Forum on Religion and Public Life in the Global Christianity magazine from December 2011, they recorded right here from 1910 to 2010. Look at that. Look at. America has taken up, substantial amount, almost 50% of what it had before from 1910. But look at over there in sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa to the right in 2010 is another hotspot for Christianity infiltration. So, like I was saying, you're going from America and you want to go to Africa and you don't want to adhere to the Hebrew movement, man, to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, Yahweh God, then, man, you are going right back to the same situation, which is Christians everywhere, tra-la-la-ing, doing Christmas and stuff and everything, man. Like the same old shit, man. The same old thing, same old toilet, just different turd. Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
So you can see right here that not only is Africa been gobbled up by Christianity, Christianity is a moving force. It's a conquering force. Any other religion on planet Earth is taking an L in its membership expansion. Versus I'm talking about if we're going to be having a race about it. If they're going to be having a race about it, Christianity is gobbling up the scene.
With our book.
You look at the Christian population right here, yeah, with our book. That's the whole thing. The reason why I'm saying Christian, because this is how the book is still maintaining and being set in front of the children of Israel for their access at will any time of the day. In America, in the jails, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in America, in the jail, they're just out there, they're there. It used to be in the motel, I don't know how much it is now, but back in the motel, back in the days, like I know during the crack epidemic, the motels, almost every motel you went to had a Bible. So this Bible right here, this is like an invading force that they have used, and everybody complains, like, yeah, they didn't, hit up black man. They got the black man enslaved because they used the Bible as they was whooping us. They were reading scriptures and this and that. And you're like, okay, so you can acknowledge that the Bible has been used as a weapon against us. I'm not sure if it's actually been to that extreme, but that story, I'm not going to take nothing from you on that story. That story is cool. I can rock with it. Well, since you can admit as a Pan-African or any other thing that you believe in, saying like, yeah, that book right there, they used that on slavery and all that. You're like, okay, so this is a weapon.
Man, that's right.
Like, right? Like,
Yep.
it's a weapon. It can do stuff to people. It can control your brain. That's called psychological warfare.
That's right.
Your enemy has sat around studying the Negro's mind. And he makes sure he knows how you think. You either, when you go into the Bible, you think like a Christian or something of the sort that branches off from it, because all the other things just branch off from that shit. Catholicism, Christianity. Or you're going to be acting like you're allergic to it. Like you got some beef, some prejudice, some bigotry towards the Bible, and you're going to be like, oh no, bah humbug. You're going to be completely against it from the jump. You know?
Yeah.
So, we can't be bumping that too loud. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, like I was saying, you look at this map and then you see Christianity has dominated the planet Earth, mostly in Africa and in the parts where they have put the children of Israel into slavery. That's where it gets the dark blues. The dark blues is the higher concentration of Christian population. The darker it is, the more concentrated it is. The more you're gonna keep running into them.
This is
You see that?
all of Christianity is basically where all the black people's at. Too.
Yeah, it's where
They
all
really
the
sold it.
they sold it back. Even if you look at the right, you see where mostly the black people are at.
Yeah, in Africa.
In Africa, and then you see,
And
then it's in America. And, you know what I'm saying? You're only getting some deeper shades of green,
yeah,
like in Brazil, where most of the Africans are supposed to be, and Ecuador and Peru and Bolivia. These are all places that we've been enslaved at.
Yeah.
Took it to the transatlantic slave trade in America. You know, it's odd that really lightens up in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Ain't much Mexicans. Y'all don't even know how black folks. They don't even know why these people are trying to say that the children of Israel is really in Mexico like that. We ain't rocking with Mexicans. Like, they don't like us.
Yeah.
Mexicans already said they didn't. They actually. The crazy thing, man, you know what I'm saying? It's another topic, but just gonna say it because it just came up in my head.
Now look, Mexico ain't got no Israelites in there.
Yeah, you see that? Doesn't got no
Zero.
Israelites in it. You know?
Whoa.
It's void. I was like,
Whoa, that was deep.
you feel me?
Yeah.
All the places that's away from the equator. If you really look to, the equator runs right through the middle of this map image on the right where it says Negro populace. It runs right through the middle. That'd be the equator. You know. White folks is trying to stay the hell away from there. White folks, they be trying to be all up into it where they're in the subtropic. They don't like tropic. They like subtropic. I just noticed that. You can see the dark people are near the equator. That's just a trip. But anyway, that's to be sidetracked. But yeah, Christianity is a moving, dominating, active, evading force that can be admitted by most honest people as a weapon. So that brings us to the jujitsu. The jujitsu, or the intellectual jujitsu. That's a certain martial arts that Bruce Lee is mastered. And jujitsu, according to the definition of it in the dictionary.com, is the use of an opponent's strength or one's own weaknesses to accomplish one's goals.
That's right.
All right, check this out, man. We trying to get a kingdom. Black folks want a kingdom, a wise black folk, a woke black folk will know that he need his own. Pan-African or not, Egyptology or not, Kemetism or not, they all think that we need to have our own. Some just doesn't realize that you can't have your own in someone else's backyard. You can't. These, especially if they don't like you.
Yeah, you're now the doghouse.
Yeah, you doghouse trying to dig holes. Your doghouse wishing to dig a hole in the backyard. Come on, man. That's gonna get you tied up and sent to the vet. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get you either tied up or sent to the vet. They're gonna have you gonna be at the SP, whatever, the animal pound. I get rid of meddling dogs.
Man.
Well, he says, like, here, check it out. He says the use of an opponent's strength. So, like they said, they know that it's a weapon. A lot of people realize if you're smart, you know that Christianity has been a weapon. If you look at what we showed on these slides so far, that yes, it is an invading force that can be used against you. Or it is an invading force, and it possibly could be being used against us. You know, we us Israelites, we know that it's used against us. But we got other folks that don't believe that, which this is what you got to explain to them. Like, man, it's being used against us. It takes the fight out of you. It takes the keeping of the commandments out of you. And it actually, in an essence, and it ultimately, it keeps the blessings coming upon you, which is a strong weapon. It says the use of an opponent, or the use of the Christianity, or the supply of the books that Christianity has supplied. It said, or one's own weaknesses. Christianity. To accomplish one's goal. So instead of fighting against, check it out, instead of fighting against Christianity, as a Pan-African, man, the Most High has actually formulated an ingenious way of infiltrating and taking it over. And the catalyst to that would be the Israelites. That's what the purpose that we serve, whether we are realizing it or not. But that's what it does. The Israelite movement takes this Christianity thing that they are shoving down the so-called black man's throat the most, because it actually is an effective tool to keep us in a mental bondage and physical bondage. And we got to reverse it, because there's too many white folks that are convinced that this book is going to save them in their afterlife, and they putting all hands on deck towards that movement. They're all in on it. They buying it all up. It started out to be a pit, or it started out to be a tool to get us into the pit, or a net to get us into the pit. That's what it started out as for us. But they have to keep perpetuating it so much that it got out of hand. But they didn't care, or they knew that it was a sacrifice that needed to be, it was something that they had to do. It was a necessity, a necessary sacrifice. One or the other, man. The Most High did this plan perfectly. Because the whole thing is that the scriptures got to remain in front of the children of Israel, man. But let's check out this pit and net. We're gonna read some scriptures in Psalms, but first thing that we got to get down before we read these scriptures is the definition of pit and snare. I mean pit and net. All right. So in the King James Blue Letter, the word pit is corruption. All right. Pit, destruction. Ditch, grave. And it says or pit of hell. That's the outline biblical usage. It's destruction or pit of hell, or living in a living hell. Like the state that the black man's in. So the pit is inclining to a result. All right? A negative result. This is what you end up with. You end up with corruption. Or this is what you can end up with when you have a negative result. You can end up with destruction. You know what I mean? You can end up with a ditch. You can end up with a grave. Alright? Alright, so now we got pit. There's the pit. There's your corruption. There's your destruction. Because they were using corruptive methods to formulate and to fabricate the ghetto of the Americas. They were actually manufactured intentionally through the redlining and the white flight. Redlining, don't give black folks loans and stuff, so their neighborhoods will deteriorate. And everywhere a black person will live, they just move out and do this. If there's too many black people living in the neighborhood, start moving in the neighborhood, they do a white flight. Everybody moves out, sell the home. Then the bank loans stop being sent to the blacks, and then it ends up like this. It's just the ghetto grows while the white folks get further and further out. That's how cities grow. You know what I mean? And it ends up in a pit. Because these things are able to be happening to the black man because they are trapped. They're living in a living hell. Not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. This is where it ends up at. You end up like this. This is your people, royalty, smart, charismatic, artistic people. Boom, right here. At best. This is the main country of the world right here. It's the United States. This is what they look like. They in the pit. Let's get this net. How did he get up in this pit? Net. Got up in this pit obviously because he has been trapped. The word for net in the King James is net, for catching, of judgment. Look at this one right here. Look at the fourth one though. Of leaders leading people to sin. Pastor Pork Chop.
Whoa.
Christianity doctrine. Pastor Pointy Nose for the white folks. You know what I mean?
Pit for the lion to use the net to get
a trap for a man. A pit's for the lion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We are the
lion. Tribe of Judah.
Use that net when it captures with us with sin.
Yeah. As a trap for man, and then it says, look, and then network. Israelites. Israelites on the internet. Israelites on the internet. You see that? The sixth definition for the word net that you see in the scriptures, or Rashath, is actually network, internet functioning. That's what the Bible, that's what the internet's called. Brazen, looking for altar of tabernacle, a network.
Yeah, this is for
altar of tabernacle. for teaching. Like right now, we're sitting on an altar. The thing is sitting there. We in a tabernacle right now. We tabernacling.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And it's sitting on a table right now. That's heavy. But this right here, we highlight right now on this angle or on this point, what we just brought up is we highlight how we're using it for the benefit of the Israelites, but at the same time, it has been working up until this point. Now it's been working against us.
That's right.
It's been working against black folks specifically or especially.
Exactly. That's right.
You know, I'm pretty sure that, you know what I'm saying, Billy and Susie have been turned out, you know what I'm saying, from some of the shit that they've been pushing towards us too. But you know what I mean? It really's been geared and we've been gravitating towards it, and it gravitates to us, the negativeness and the violence that they use on TV, man. All right, so now we know that when it says net, it's talking about that real trap house.
Mind blown, huh?
Good. That's that real trap house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We go to Psalms 9 and 15. We're gonna get scriptural now, you know what I'm saying? So I showed you guys all the statistics, and now and I showed you the definition of the word. So now we're gonna see what the Most High did. But the Most High, He perfect. That's one thing that we know.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He's perfect, and I'm gonna always give praises to the Most High for that, because that's just a glorious thing to know that He chose us. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this. I'm about to show you how the Most High set this up. There is a story that's in the scriptures. Did you know that? There's a story in the scripture that almost, like, no, it's not even almost, like, it's definitely like the Most High knew that the Blue Letter Bible app was gonna be in existence. You know what I mean? Because watch this. It starts off right here in Psalms 9 and 15. He says, the heathen are sunk into the pit that they made. All right? The net which they hid is their own foot taken. Because remember what pit? Pit is destruction, corruption, grave. So we're gonna outline corruption and destruction. We're not adding or taking from the scriptures, but what we're about to do is do a transliteration. All right, we're gonna substitute some words real quick.
That's right.
The definition, so we can get into the mind state. Watch this. He says the heathen are sunk down into the pit. This is the introduction. So they are sunk down into destruction or corruption that they made in the net or in the Christianity doctrine. That's the net. That's that trap. That's that leader that leads to sin.
Yeah.
You know, in the Christianity doctrine, which they hid, is their own foot taken, or their own walks now of life. You know, they walking in that same walk of life. They trying to get, you know what I'm saying? They went through tooth and nail. They went through all these extremities to make sure that we ended up as Christians. And now they Christians.
That's real though. That's right.
That's the introduction of this story that the Most High has in the Bible. Wait, watch this. Anybody can go to the Blue Letter Bible app and pull it up, and you pull up the word net. Pull up the word net, and this is what you get. You go to Psalms. As soon as you see Psalms, start at Psalms 9:15. As soon as you see it, watch this. Watch this story. Psalms 9:15. We just read that. We'll start it over. Psalms 9:15. The heathen are sunk down into the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Watch this. This is how he started. He lies in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draws him into his Christianity doctrine. Right?
Yeah.
Just substitute the word for the actual Hebrew
Net,
definition, net.
You can't.
And it is as a leader that leads people to sin. Well, that's the prime definition for Christianity doctrine. That's the action of being a Christian, is to teach people that you don't have to keep the laws. J-Bomb died for you. You can just do whatever you want. Just believe in J-Bomb. He did that, and
breaking the laws.
That's what I'm saying.
Leading people to sin.
Yes.
Whoa.
Christianity doctrine, leading people to sin. Talk about the laws are done away with. All you gotta do is believe in J-Bomb. Keep on doing what you're doing. Just J-Bomb it up, and here's a cross too. No, it looks nice. See how it's shiny? Put that on. Now you a real soldier. For real, they say what? Now you not of this world?
Yeah. Not now.
No, now you're out of your mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, you're not in your wits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not of your wits.
Yeah.
Not of this world. Not of your wits. Or nigga out of his wits.
Nigga out of his wits.
You know that NOTW when you see it on the back of people's thing with that fish around it?
With the cross.
The cross.
Nigga out of his wits.
That's what they talk about. Talk about a nigga out of his wits.
Always said, not now. Not now.
No, it's supposed to mean not of this world, but it's actually the Klansman knows exactly what they meant. They're like, man, anytime we see a Negro with that one on the back of his shit, he out of his you got him. He's out of his wits.
Nigga, that's out of his wits.
All right. Okay, but he said he lies in wait secretly as a lion in his den, pretending like to be, you know what I'm saying, a leader, but he's here to devour us up. Pretending like he's down with the Israelite movement, or I mean down with the Most High movement, like the Lion of Judah or something. You know what I mean? Like he's replacing Judah, America. Like the white men in America act like they're replacing the children of Israel and Judah.
Man.
That's what it says. He lies in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draws him into his Christianity doctrine. My eyes are my eyes are always or forever toward Yahweh.
That's right.
For he shall pluck my walks of life out of the Christianity doctrine.
That's right.
He said, how you gonna do that? This is how you gonna do it. Pull me out of the Christianity doctrine that they have laid for me privately. So the Most High is gonna do that with that Ruach HaKodesh, man. That's that pull. And that's that guide. They pull me out of that Christianity doctrine that they have laid privately for me. For thou art my strength. For without cause have they hid for me their Christianity doctrine in all the hoods and the ghetto and in the pits of Africa, which without cause they have digged for my soul. They won't tell us why they are doing these things to us. They won't tell us why we ended up on those slave ships. They won't tell us why when they were beating us with them whips, they did it with such anger and vehemency that these people was foaming at the mouth damn near like rabid dogs, that they were, you know what I'm saying, just zealously murdering and maiming us, man. Like, what the fuck was up with that? What was up with this sick, demented behavior? They don't tell you. He said, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Or worked really hard to keep us in this living hell. You feel me? He says, let destruction come upon him at unawares as it did us. And let his Christianity doctrine that he has hid catch himself. Or when he says that he has hid or disguised to be the truth, to be the way for everyone, including the so-called black man. He said, let him catch himself. Let it be the reason why he is destroyed. He said, into that very destruction, let him fall. So into that Christianity doctrine that he been pushing, let that be the reason why he is actually wiped out. He said, because they have prepared a net or Christianity doctrine to not do the law, statutes, and commandments, or to be a Pan-African, or to believe that I'm just some common person called a Moor, or to believe that I'm just some random individual that was helping build pyramids. He said they have prepared or set up and taught and reestablished and reinforced day after day, year after year, this lawlessness for me to walk in. My living hell is bowed down or is consistently on me. They have digged or worked real hard. A state of miserableness or a state of misery before me, into the midst whereof they are fallen themselves. You know what I mean? When you see that 35 and 38, you know what I'm saying? And let me remind you, I did not selectively pick these scriptures. This is how it was. This is how it was written in the book. This is how it was when you go into the Bible, and starting from 9, the only time you're going to see the word net is going to be right here. It's going to be in Psalms 10 and 9, Psalms 25 and 15, 30, 31 and 4, 35 and 7, 35 and 8, 57 and 6. That they have prepared to, you see that? He let them know, like, no, man, this Christianity doctrine that they having is going to be jujitsu.
That's right, used against him.
It's going to be used against him. That strength, that strength that he had is going to be the reason why he's going to catch that blow. It's the same thing, like you know what I'm saying? I practiced a little bit of the jujitsu. I'll be honest. There's like just one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody comes up and push you. When somebody come up and push you, hey man, they want to get up on your face. Hey man, what's up, man? What did it? Do that thing. What's up? Do it. And what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to be like, whoa, man, you know, you kind of fall back a little bit, catch yourself back, and then now, you know, I guess it's on from that point for some people. Some people, they want to start, you know, they want to do some more from that. They want to keep on pushing, whatever they do. But I'm talking about, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Or if the dude pushes too strong, you might fall over something. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu teaches you, when they do that, instantly grab their shirt. When you grab their shirt, they end up becoming top heavy instantly. And I'm talking about when they become top heavy, they cannot but help but pick their back leg up. Their leg will pick up, and you just hit them with a right. Then you catch him with a straight right. I'm talking about he never sees it coming, and the whole time he's actually now falling into I'm talking about a power punch. It happens just because you push the dude, and I'm talking about the Most High knows I ain't lying. It works every time. It's fail safe. Yep, jiu-jitsu. And the same thing happened right here. This is what's happening. This is a fail-safe plan. They didn't pump Christianity doctrine so much and so proliferate. I don't know if I'm using that word right. Proliferate. It's been such a proliferate invasion on everybody's psyche as a psychological warfare that this can actually work against them.
Yeah, because they trapped the Christians themselves.
Yeah, because now they Christians, and now all you really got to do is just bust that whole thing wide open.
That's right.
You don't run from Christianity, you infiltrate Christianity. That'll be the more tactical way of doing it. Use what you got. We have something to work with here. The trap house.
That's right.
That is the move. Their trap house. Like, okay, now we attack the believers of the trap house. How you do that? By being an Israelite.
That's right.
Israelite is actually like anti-Christianity. And I ain't saying against it. I'm talking about it's like the raid to a road. It's like the kryptonite to Superman.
That's right.
You know? It just cannot suffice the Israelites. It cannot stand against it. It crumbles and falls.
That's right.
Very quickly. All right, so like I was saying, you see all these Christians. You see all these Christians. Over here, and you know, like I was saying, that you can use that as a tactical advantage. That's right there. That's a moving force, and they got a lot of momentum. As we see from 1910 to 2010, it's just sewing up everything. We seen in 2015, it's the forerunner in this rap in the religious rat race, right?
Yeah.
The head runner of the religious rat race, man. Well, now that's when that Hebrewism comes into play. Because the Hebrewism, like I said, it does cover the cause, the condition, and the cure of the so-called black man.
That's right.
But the first steps to actually fixing our problem is in most obvious formulas. Check this out. He says, here are 7 steps for an effective problem-solving process. First thing is you got to identify the issues. Identify the issues, or in other words, you got to acknowledge that you've been cursed. You got to acknowledge that you are still being oppressed. He said, then after that is be clear, or with that, you have to be clear about what the problem is. The curses is because we don't keep the commandments. So we're going to cover that first item on that list, which is to identify the issues. So we got to use this analogy like a car. Our condition is like a broken down vehicle on the side of the road. And this whole time, our peoples and our leaders, I'm talking about from Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and all the way up to these puppets that they set up, these smokers and jokers that they got now, like Kerfler Dollar and TD Jakes, Farrakhan, all them other clowns. They are teaching us to miss or to overlook the first thing to go about fixing our problem, or putting us back on that road, getting us into a state of advancement, advancing ourselves. You look right here, that car right there is broken down. Well, you gotta before you can start talking about, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta have our own this, and we gotta build that. We gotta come up with our own schools, and we gotta start growing our own food and all that. You like, man, nigga, don't you know your enemies hate your guts? Shut that shit down, man. Once you start looking like you're going to castrate yourself from off of these folks, nigga, they gonna come, man. Once they see that you thinking that, they gonna demonize you and wipe you out.
Yeah.
You're gonna need the Most High to separate from these people, and our
That's
people
right.
are gonna have to figure that they gotta separate and they need help. And it ain't gonna be none of these men that's in the cahoots with the white man, which is all the leaders of the world damn near, one way or another. So the first thing that the curses are going to lead you to will be to your identity. That's the first thing that you got to identify to fixing a car. When you're fixing a car, you got to know what kind of car you have. You can't just go to AutoZone and say, give me an alternator. Or you can't even tell them, you can't even call any mechanic and say, fix my car. He's gonna be like, first, before I can tell you I can fix your car, you got to tell me what's the identity of your car, or in other words, what's the make and model, year, what's the engine size. All these other people, they know the make and model, they know their history, their forefathers. You know what I mean? To their car. So when their car is breaking down, they know where to go and what to do. You know? When it comes to the so-called black man, this saying that you African don't tell you where you go and what you do. You can just say, well, I got a Jeep. You're like, well, what year? I don't know. What model? Beats me.
Man, ain't got nothing for you.
He can't do you no good. Can't nobody do you any service. Everybody's looking at you, wondering why you standing up this line. In other words, to us today, they wondering why we still sit here belly aching. They looking at us like, nigga, you guys want money? You don't even know who the fuck you are.
Man, that's right. That's right.
Talking about reparations. What you don't tell me, black man? You don't know nothing. That's what they thinking. But you gotta identify who you are. Well, the Bible, according to the Bible, we have some substantiability right here, some substantial evidence to the Israelites about somebody, whoever these people are. We know as Israelites, conscious in the weird Israelites, that we are the Israelites, and that this is talking to us. But to convince somebody, maybe you can show them this so they can see this, and they'll say, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea between Paran, Tophel, and Laban, Hazeroth, and Dizahab. So I highlight unto all Israel there, though. That's what we covering. He said, these be the words which he spake unto all Israel. That's in Deuteronomy 1:1. That's how it starts off. He didn't say to the whole world. He didn't say to anybody else that likes the Israelites. He said, I'm speaking this to all Israel. And at this time, when they say, oh, the strangers that they were there that left Egypt, no, they wasn't. They were destroyed in Numbers 11. Go look it up.
That's right.
They didn't make it. It was called the grave of lust. Look up that word, the grave of lust, in the scriptures, and you're gonna see it. Them dudes, the mixed multitude got to be wiped out. So at this time, it was only Israelites on this part right here. And he says, I'm speaking unto all Israel. So if you an Israelite, he listed them a terms of agreement. The terms of agreements goes so as applied. He says in Deuteronomy 28, and it shall come to pass, or this is going to happen, if you shall if you shall hearken diligently or study intensively unto the voice or to the law statute or the Bible, the whole Bible, or someone that's teaching it, of Yahweh, your power, not everybody's power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command you this day, that Yahweh, your power, will set you on high above all the nations of the earth.
Music.
But we go into 28 and 15, jump over, he says, but there's always a but though. It shall come to pass, this is going to happen, if you will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, your power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And just giving a little hint of the curses is at 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city. The picture says 1,000 words. You look right there, and we are the people that has it bad in the cities. Stop killing us. Stop killing our brothers. Stop killing our sons. Stop killing our fathers. You see our sisters up here?
Whoa.
You know what I mean? That's cursed in the city. That's what happens to being a black man. That's your experience in the city. That doesn't apply to the so-called Mexican. That doesn't apply to nobody else, man. That's us. He says, cursed shall thou be in the field, not working in the field. He says, cursed in the field. That's cursed in the field. You see those people at the top left corner? That's all free labor. Those people work from that little child's age all the way till they were dead.
That's right.
You see that brother right there in the top right corner? That's cursed in the field. That's what happens to you. Show me a picture of a Mexican with that picture. And I ain't talking about that Photoshop stuff. Show me a real clear picture like that. That's real dead body. That's twisted and contorted, man. Down there at the left. Bottom left. You know what I mean? That's what it means by cursed in the field. We ain't talking about you working in the field. Every nation got a field, got a garden, got a crop, got farms. They better have somebody working in them. They ain't gonna grow themselves.
That's right.
Just because you worked inside of a field, don't try to sit there and try to haul. Well, they had us for a couple of years doing slavery, but you sucked.
That's right.
You sucked, and they quickly moved on. They were done with you.
And they gave you reparations. Still give you guys money.
And you got paid back for it. That's right. You got your reparations. They said, I'm sorry.
That's right.
It says in Deuteronomy 28:29 about them Mexicans. He says that ain't no man gonna save you. Well, Pancho Villa saved Mexicans.
That's right.
What you talking about? The military just marched on the border. The Mexican military marched on the border of Mexico, showing America a display on basically trying to let them know don't mess with my people and don't shoot no more tear gas. Letting you know, like, no, we gonna save you. We are your savior.
That's right.
Reminding the Mexicans, like, no, don't trip, don't get it twisted. We Mexico, we got stuff too. But the Mexican, the camps, they don't want to highlight that part. They'll never tell you about that. Moving on. Another curse. And the Most High shall bring you into Egypt with ships by the way of I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies, not your friends, your enemies. For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy, or in other translations, redeem you.
That's right.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High, your God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded you. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon your seed forever.
That's right.
An indication mark for you to actually find out who you are. When you start actually reading, acknowledging the book that's been sitting next to you all your life. Acknowledging the book that these people are actually holding in the courtrooms, locking you up after the police swear on it and then start lying. I've seen it done a million times, man.
That's right.
Said this is gonna be a sign. So right there, that's our identity. Or basically, that's going to be the information to your make and your model and your engine size. That's how you're going to know what vehicle part that you're going to have to buy. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And this is where we get where this Hebrew versus Africanism. The reason why I say versus Africanism, because it is actually working against us. We are not even children of Israel. As the children of Israel, you have to be careful that you're not, or if you don't know that you're the children of Israel, you don't believe that you're the children of Israel, that if you don't believe that you're an Israelite, you have to be very careful that you're not. You have to really make sure that you're not. Because if you are the children of Israel and you just turn a blind eye to it, you are causing inequity upon inequity to stack up against you, man, because it is a deliberate law for us to not study and mess with African movements.
That's right.
Go ahead into Deuteronomy 6 and 12. He says, so after all these curses are going to come upon you and be a sign for you, he let you know, like, man, if you don't listen to these commandments, all these curses are going to come upon you, and you're going to have the only way you're going to be able to identify yourself is through them. That's how bad I'm going to wipe you out. You know what I mean? There ain't going to be nothing left of you to be able to pick up the pieces of your heritage. There's going to be nothing left of you. You're going to have to find out who you are when you read this book and see these curses that you
That's
fit.
us, man. It don't fit for nobody else.
Don't fit nobody else. And he said, and this what it says, then beware. That's what I mean. Or since you're an Israelite now, you need to be making sure.
He's very circumspect.
Yeah, be very circumspect. Lest you forget or get the game twisted. When he said lest you forget, or when he says you forget, you get the game twisted.
Man.
You know what I mean? Lest you get it twisted and forget the Most High, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt.
That's
from
right.
the house of bondage. You shall fear the Most High, your God. Not everybody else has to do it. He said, I'm looking at you, because I call you my only son, my firstborn. I ain't telling nobody. I'm not focused on them. Let them go ahead and do what they do. I'm going to deal with them later. But you must fear your parent. You know what I mean? Yahweh. And serve him. And shall swear by his name. Not Africanus Copernicus. Or Amerigo Vespucci.
That's right.
He said at 14, he says, you shall not go after other gods. That's either that applies to at that time then, and it applies to at the time now. You shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. Then was the two bottom. That was the Egyptology. It's forbidden by the law, statutes, and commandments if you're an Israelite. And Pan-Africanism in general, that's to the left right there, the bottom left. Those are two things that they were dealing with back then. This was the stuff that they were destroying, that the Most High destroyed in Egypt, and these statues that they're having them going around destroying. Yeah, you see that?
Man, with two black people.
Yeah, that's Pan-Africanism.
Hey, man, they got graven images. No, man, we didn't want that.
Yeah, we don't want to have nothing to do with none of that. Like, what's up? What's up with this? This
like,
BS.
That's like he got them like naked too.
Exactly. I want to say, like, I don't even know what they are. Are those moobs? Are those man boobs? Or like, what is
those
this?
Two chicks. They tripping. Huh?
Our sisters don't look like that. That's a defamation of the Israelites' character by even trying to say that our people look like that.
That's right.
And then right there at the top, of the gods of which are round about you, the gods of the people which are round about you, right here. Look at that. That shoots out Christianity and all that hocus pocus that the Christianity leaders like Malcolm X was saying, talking about we all need to have dreaming about we all be kumbaya together.
Man, that's right.
And then Malcolm X talk about, yeah, we're gonna be able to take over motherfuckers and kick some ass through some Arabic god. Yeah, he's the one that's going to be doing it. Yeah, that's the one that brought you out of the situation in 1865 and got you to where you can kind of think that you may be a little bit, to some degree, half-ass free. You know, for real. That's where that's when the illusion started. The 1865 illusion. Yeah. So this guy right here saying like, well, you know, saying Malcolm X is basically implying, the Arabic dude's God, right? I'm sitting next to right here. Yeah, his God did that for us. And then you see Malcolm X. He's sitting there next to that white man down there. He's like, yeah, you see these these guys, like the guy that looks just like these dudes, like, yeah, you guys, like, he said he gave me a dream, and we all gonna live in harmony.
Man, Martin Luther King, crazy.
Yeah, and the Most High said, and why the Most High say don't do this though? At 6 and 15 says, man, he said you don't do this. He's like, man, because why? He's like, man, because I for Yah, your Allah is a jealous power that be among you, man.
That's right.
He said, lest the anger of Yah, your power, be kindled against you. And destroy you from off the face of the earth. And that's exactly how these brothers ended up, man. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. If they were such great leaders, then why would the Most High allow these dudes to be defeated and taken out? It's because you can't be trying to lead the children of Israel without the Most High being the foundation of it, or he'll wipe you out, man. You'll end up like these two cats, and that's real. That's why you can see, that's why everybody's so afraid to jump on the Israelite movement, is because they can see that we talking in a way that's kind of familiar to what they believe they understood that these guys were talking.
That's right. So they get scared.
So they getting scared, but they don't see why Whitey hasn't assassinated none of us. They ain't seeing why Whitey ain't showing up, coming up with laws to try to criminalize us. Because we working through the Most High Yahweh.
That's right.
Everything that we say, we just read. All we do is read out of the Bible. I'm not sitting here telling you things out of my own understanding. And everybody that teaches out of this book, calling themselves an Israelite, does the same thing that I'm doing, to a degree.
That's right.
To a greater or lesser degree, man. You say he wipe you off the face of the earth, man. We trying to. We over here following after other guys. He says, and Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahweh our power. Right, I'm at 6 and 24. He said, and Yahweh commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahweh our power, for our good. So we gotta fear the Most High and keep his commandments in order for our wealth. In other translations, as in the 1537 Matthew's Bible, it says for our wealth. Always. That means no matter what. Every time you want to call yourself trying to liberate and better yourself, black man, so-called black man, because you is an Israelite whether you like it or not. I don't even know why you fight against it. I don't know why they fight against it. But you're an Israelite. Get over it. You're somebody special. You know what I'm saying? You see how that sounds? You sound ridiculous fighting against that. But he says, man, he said to fear the Most High our power, for our wealth. Always. Every time you trying to come up, every time you want to call yourself having your own company, no boy, you gotta be quiet. Every time you call yourself wanting to come up and do something that he may preserve us alive, you're going to have to sit there and keep the commandments, and you got to do it to the Most High, or these people are going to kill you. Said, as it is this day.
Yeah, this is for classics.
You look, that's exactly how he ended up like that. He said, and it shall be our righteousness. It's for us. That's our book. That's how we're gonna actually supposed to be able to conduct our land when we get back over there to Africa and taking it over, pushing those bone twisters out the way and making it to where, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna make some real noise over there. We're gonna turn Africa back to the way the Most High meant it and intended it to be.
More than a beat. Just
You know, he said, and this shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments. So everybody's talking about they want to go to Africa. But what laws are you going to be governing your new African country in? You have no idea. You probably going to have homosexual laws out there because they done turned out so many of our brothers.
for classics.com.
It ain't too many. You know, I think they making it look like it's more prolific, or more abundant than it really is. But you know, that's what they trying to perpetuate. You know, and you know, there is some effects of it.
Yeah.
We got some gay brothers, and they're gonna have some people. We're gonna have some gay brothers that'll be like, oh man, that's my sister. She's cool, even though she's a blood buncher. She's nice. We get along very fine. And there's gonna be some other brothers like, yeah, man, you know, that's my gay brother. Oh. Care? That gay stuff can't be in the Holy Land.
That's right.
So, like I said, where you gonna govern and how you gonna govern your country? What laws are you gonna govern your countries in? Because the Most High is saying, man, for you to come up and have your own country, you got to start adhering to some obedience. You're gonna start getting yourself lined up with some commandments and some statutes. So I won't allow people to kill you. He said, and they're gonna be your laws in the way that you're gonna conduct yourself adequately. If we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh, our power, as He has commanded us. So to bring it to the question is why. So the next question we're gonna deal with is why. For what reason of conduct? Why do we have to keep these commandments? And why does it have to only be the commandments? Somebody might be asking. They might say, well, why do we have to keep this though? Why can't we just live the same laws that we live here? Just don't have gays then. This is why. Because the Most High is saying, for thou art a holy people unto the Most High, your God. You are a separated people. You are set apart. That means He only deals with you. He only wants to deal with you. All right? You are a holy people unto the Most High, your God. Yahweh, your power, has chosen you to be a special people. That means you were already special. You're already special. Whether you are at top, you at the bottom, you in the middle, you getting down, whatever, how it do. But we special. When He say He chose us to be a special people unto Himself. So now we owned by Him. We represent Him. We are the people. When people are supposed to be thinking about the Most High and the Creator of heaven and earth, we supposed to shortly come to mind afterwards, or somewhere in there. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I guess we're gonna ask those Israelites.
That's right.
Now you are a special people unto Himself. Not to everybody else. So you know what I'm saying? So when everybody says, well, we're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, going out to preach and teach to everybody in the world. Well, not necessarily. We could. But we are special to the Most High. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And the only way that can maintain and stay that way is if we can maintain the ordinance of our kingdomship, our rulership, our royal bloodline, and don't intermingle and give that over to other nationalities, rendering your royal bloodline and your stance obsolete. That's, you know what I mean? Like, this is the perfect step plan, man. The Most High did this perfect. He wasn't just saying that He's perfect, and He wasn't this blank, laying a blanket statement. He was saying it like, because when you keep on looking more into these scriptures and finding out and understanding the concept of this kingdom of heaven that they are talking about in the scriptures, you start finding out like, man, this is a government that's going to be perfect. And the only thing that will mess it up is people sinning, the Most High judging them for it.
That's right.
Other than that, there would be no reason for it to not last forever if everybody adhered and feared the Most High and His commandments.
That's right.
He said, know therefore that Yahweh thy power, He is power, the faithful power, which keeps covenant and mercy with them that love Him and keep His commandments to 1,000 generations. So to love Him is to keep His commandments for 1,000 generations, and repays them that hate Him to their face, to destroy them. So if you don't keep His commandments, you show that you hate Him. And definitely, your time is ticking. Sooner or later, you got your day. Your days are numbered. The Most High is looking to. He is actually excited to destroy you. He will not be slack to him that hates Him. He will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and statutes and judgments which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that Yahweh thy power shall keep unto thee the covenant and mercy which He sware unto thy fathers.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's a two-way deal, man. He's telling you, man, anytime in your captivity, man, you can still start getting hooked up. Don't start thinking that you can't. People say, oh, man, well, if you're keeping the commandments, are we still cursed? Like, well, in whole, because in whole, we don't keep the commandments as a people. So there's no need for that to even, there's no need for all of us to end up into another country because of just a few Israelites is keeping the commandments. It needs to be common knowledge. The same way as people believe that, quote unquote, God loves everybody and you can pretty much do whatever you want and you have your own personal relationship. How that is such a common statement and idea amongst people. Well, it has to be now. We the children of Israel. You got to keep the commandments. The Sabbath day is holy. We got a kingdom that we working towards. I'm practicing.
Right.
The Most High is like, man, I'm gonna hook you up all the way up into that day He gives you that. Because He swore this unto our fathers. So now we're dealing with the what and the who. The what and with who. The what and with who. This is the what. And the Most High appeared unto Jacob, and he came out of Pan-Haran, and blessed him. All right? This is that covenant we talking about. And the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob. I'm at Genesis 35:9. It's a lot here, y'all. He said, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And Elohim said unto him, I am Elohim Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of you. And kings shall come out of thee. Shall come out of thy loins. So that nation, talking about, that's the tribe of Judah, and a company of nations, the rest of the 10 tribes, shall be of thee. And kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. So now you know why Pan-Africanism is in play, because all it's doing is actually deceiving us to be downgrading ourselves.
That's right.
The Most High telling us that he's promising us the world, promising us the best of everything, and that we are special, and that we have standards because we are special people to the Most High. We represent Him in a royal way, not no African shoving bones through our face. putting stupid scars on your. You can't even draw good, but you're putting stupid scars on your body, and you can't even draw good. African artists, just people that just can't draw good. What is up with that? How come they can't draw? They ain't us. The ones that can't draw, they be always from West Africa, where they used to sit there and load us up and dump us off at during the Spanish Inquisition. I'm gonna do a video on that.
That's right.
Because they were doing that. That's how all them Israelites ended up on the Port de Thomas over there in Africa, Sierra Leone, and what they call now Uganda. I mean not Uganda, but Ghana. They ended up over there from the Spanish Inquisition. That's a whole other topic. But Africanism is a deception of the product or the end product of downgrading us from who we actually are. You call yourself an African or Egyptian or a Kemetic or whatever you want to call yourself that's not an Israelite but still comes from that general area, geographical area. You taking the cheap one, man. You're buying the knockoff.
Yeah, you trying to hold on to the slave, man.
Yeah, man. Those people right there oppressed us, man. Those people right there sold us out.
That's right.
It wasn't Africans selling Africans. It was Africans selling Israelites.
That's right.
People that sell their own family. That's how you buy into such. That's how you know that you have low self-worth. You still believe that your people. You come from a people that's that stupid. You don't believe that your people was smart like everybody else. You believe like they're saying you're a little behind. Go to Deuteronomy 12 and 29. The Most High forbids it again. He says, when Yahweh your power shall cut off the nations from before you, whither thou go to possess them, and thou succeeds them, and dwells in their land. Take heed. Like right now, we're parallel with that. We have succeeded them. We didn't completely conquer them, but we succeeded them. You know. We have I'll say they have led us to believe that we have succeeded them. And now we dwell in their land. But now he's saying, take heed to thyself. Talking to you, if you an Israelite, take heed to thyself that you be not tricked or snared or end up having the game all twisted by following them. That applies to then and now. It applies from then still up to now. So that right there is referencing to Egyptology and all that bullshit mythology. That applies to all Pan-Africanism and everything that led all the way up until now. All the George Washingtons and all that stuff. We, as an Israelite, if you are actually taking heed and listening and studying that stuff, it is giving you bad results in a spiritual way from the Most High, man.
That's right.
He said, take heed to yourself that you be not tripped up and get the game all twisted by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before you. Because we over here right now, us Israelites are sitting here destroying Christianity doctrine. We let you know that, no, we got to keep the commandments. No, they lied about us. That doctrine is destroyed. Don't listen to them. The Sabbath is something that we got to keep. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we destroyed the doctrine. We have destroyed them. We have succeeded this whole thing now. We woke up. We found out like, man, no. We are those people, the book. Get off of us, man. Get off our book and get off of us, man. We want our own.
That's right.
He said, after that they be destroyed from before you, and that thou inquire not after their gods, or study not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Egyptology and all that Pan-Africanism and Kemetism and all that other stuff that they want to talk about. No, man. They don't do that. Inquire not after their gods. Yeah, and then over here, we got
They doing Thanksgiving today.
Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
Kismet. Yeah, I called it that. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving and then Kismet. After that, all that kinds of other foolishness. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
back-to-back foolishness. He said, man, don't be doing that. He said, how did these nations serve their gods? Or how am I going to get a degree? How am I going to succeed in the workforce world? How am I going to get a career? How am I going to get into college? How am I going to be like Professor Poindexter?
Yeah.
How did these nations serve their gods? Even so, will I do likewise. I'm gonna try to be like Dandy Dancing, Uncle Tom, and sell out. I'm gonna try to get all bougie, leave my people. That's what it's saying. That's what these scriptures are actually saying, man.
That's right.
He's saying, like, man, the study of anything but the scriptures of the Most High is forbidden. Why?
That's right.
Because you have to run a country. You're not going to be sitting around here playing around like here like the rest of these people. These people are playing around. They just doing whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? Straight up. They just living their life on a whim. These are not royal bloodlines though. We're a royal bloodline. Chosen by the Most High power on planet Earth. Abba Yahweh, the Father of the children of Israel, man.
That's right.
He said, man, don't be studying that stuff. That stuff it's gonna trip you up. It's gonna veer you off. It's gonna distract you, man. It's gonna knock you off your focus. So he had that stuff forbidden. So if you was an Israelite and you are practicing in Egyptology, or if you don't know that you're an Israelite and you are a brother that is ignorantly still practicing anything other than Israelite stuff, I'm talking about when it's trying to get down to who you are or what you need to be doing or bettering yourself for your wealth or for your righteousness, you are making the Most High jealous, and he hates the moves that you make, and you're going to make him destroy you.
That's right.
So in Deuteronomy 12 and 29, he's saying, man, inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. That right there is the no-no, man. And this is the good reason why. Because there's two, you go to 12 and 31, he says, thou shalt not do so until, listen, thou shalt not do so unto Yahweh your power for every abomination. There's that homo spirit. Every abomination to Yahweh, which he hates, have they done unto their God. For even their sons and their daughters have they burnt, or burnt in the fire, or burnt in their lusts to their gods. Listening to these bullshit laws that they actually are trying to pass on us, telling, oh yeah, it's cool to be homosexual, so we can put that all on television and stuff, and then have like gay things.
Everything is homosexual.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that stuff is coming from.
You can't let your kids watch it. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, filter your kids with what they watch.
Right. That comes from their gods. That comes from, and I'm not talking about the spooky.
Yeah.
They're spooky ones. I'm talking about their leaders. The gods, like it's mentioned in the book, in book of Exodus, when he says, don't revel the gods. Don't revel your gods, but you got to listen to the judges. You got, or the leaders of your people. He wasn't talking about actually, you know, like what white folks have led us to believe, that the spooky sense of that. He was talking about leaders, influencers, people that is leading by influence. That could be anything. That could be rappers today. That's a god to people. A lot of people adhere to only the walks and the words of rappers. That's all they listen to. They don't, and I'm talking about that's all they want to walk after. They don't want to be nobody else. They have literally replaced what he's saying that he's trying to provide them with rap. Rap has replaced the law, statutes, and commandments.
You're crazy.
You know, because it teaches you a walk in life, and it teaches you words.
Yeah.
It gives you even like codes in life.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, live by the gun, I'll die by the gun, fool. You know what I mean? I'll kill you. You look at me wrong and I'll kill you. You step on my shoes, man. I'll end this party by blowing you away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're teaching them laws. Don't you snitch. Snitches get the stitches.
Exactly. Basically saying that somebody do this, do that. Somebody do this, do that.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah. Huh? He said, every abomination to Yahweh which he hates have they done unto their leaders. We're listening to their day laws. They putting this on the walls of Egypt. That means that this was something that was, I want to say the word right, prolific. I want to get this word. I'm trying to get it. I don't know how I forgot how to pronounce it. I gotta see it spelled. But yeah, it's proliferant. It has become very abundant in their culture. Yeah, to where they're gonna have to put. They had to etch it in stone. Gay people. The most I say, like, man, I'm gonna put you in nations, man, and when I'm gonna be putting you, don't be going after what they be doing. He's like, cause I ain't gonna lie, they gonna fag out. Like what? Like they gonna fag out.
Man.
They do that.
Yeah.
Like that's what happens with like because they worship gods that do that. That like
That's what they doing too. They getting the man to wear skinny jeans and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's because the leaders or these people, the lower populace is gods, are actually worshiping the spooky ones. That's when it starts getting spooky. Is when you start getting into the rich people. The rich people start dealing with that spooky, and they worship their god, the spooky one, with homosexuality.
In a strange way.
Yeah, it's not only homosexuality, it's bestiality.
Yeah, doing
Necromancy.
Stuff.
Yeah, necromancy. That's the actual the act of having sex with dead bodies.
What?
Yeah, they do that stuff, man.
Whoa.
That's why cats that's why cats like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff be getting caught up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what like, yeah, the body was actually sexually assaulted after death. You'd be like, all right, these Edomites is still at it. The next thing that we're gonna cover is the source, the problem thinking errors. Where are we going wrong? So we know who we are, according to the Bible.
That's right.
We know why, or we know what has been holding us back and why.
That's right.
Now we need to get to to this mental, this psychological warfare that's being waged on the so-called black man's mentality and his mental psyche. Nope. We go to Hosea 4:6 because Hosea is going to tell you the source. Hosea 4:6 is saying, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge."
That's right.
So that's why we are in this state. That's why the Most High is telling you, don't follow after other gods. Don't listen to anybody else at this point right now where you at. Because right now, my people, whoever they are, they're going to be destroyed or at the bottom, living in destruction. Or what was the word? Shakath. They're going to be Shakath for the lack of knowledge, or in the pit. That word destroyed is still Shakath right here in this scripture.
Whoa, yeah.
So they're going to be in the pit.
Yeah.
For the lack of knowledge.
Not knowing who they are.
Yeah, because they has rejected knowledge, or in other words, ran after being an African. They want to be an Egyptian. He said, "I will also reject you, that thou be no priest to me." You hear that? You don't be no priest to me. You ain't gonna be no royal bloodline to me. He said, "Seeing you have forgotten the law of your power, I will also forget your children." You look at the left, and that's where we ended up at. Look at it. Right. This is the end product. This is the end result of trying to turn from the Most High God. Not the end result of not knowing that you're an African. Not the end result of not studying that you built a pyramid. This right here is not because these dudes ain't building pyramids. They not getting shot down. They not sitting around here killing each other. They not sitting around there filling up prisons because they don't know how to build a pyramid. They are destroyed because they don't know who they are, and they have forgotten that they are the people that got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High power, or He will diss them. 4 and 7. He says, as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Be quiet. Just because you're in here, don't start talking. Say, as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. That we used to be dope. Now we end up like this. He says they eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart in their iniquity. Or in a translation of the 1537 Matthew's Bible, he says, they eat up the sin of my people, and they encourage them in their wickedness. Rap culture, in other words. 1537 Matthew's edition. You know what I'm saying? They encourage them in their wickedness.
That's right.
And there shall be like people, like priests. Or in other words, the priests shall be like the people. Or the priests shall be just as the people. You see that? Yeah. These right here are supposed to be our leaders. These dudes right here were set up to lead and influence the children of Israel under the disguise of us being the so-called black man and under the disguise that they are rappers. But they actually, in all actuality, these are resurrected priests that was corrupting the children of Israel in the scriptures. They're back. And now they teaching us and encouraging us to further our wicked ways. He says, for they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom and shall not increase.
Welcome to our music family.
Right there, Black Wall Street shows you a prime example of black folks trying to work without using the Most High and not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, trying to operate and calling themselves Africans. Black Wall Street was subtitled as Little Africa. Little do most know. But it was subtitled as Little Africa. Well, that's what being African gets you, right there.
That's right.
He said, for they shall eat. Yeah, you're going to get you a little Africa, a Wall Street, just so the Most High can show an example. That's the only reason why he allowed them to even be able to do that. He allowed them to make them a Black Wall Street so he could show us this picture right now to this day, right here. Like what?
That's right.
This is what happens. This is what happens. This is what it gets you trying to be African or trying to better yourself without me involved. He said, I'm gonna let Whitey come through and eat you up. Because he's like a lion waiting to devour the poor. Yeah, he eats up the poor with his neck.
Man.
He said, and not have enough. Not enough firepower, not enough anything. You didn't end up with anything. He said, they shall commit whoredom and shall not increase, because they have left off, or they shall not prosper, because they have left off to take heed to Yahweh.
Stop listening.
Yeah, man. So that's why I really want witness right there, is letting us know, man. Most High let you know that, man, no matter what, Pan-Africanism or anything else, any other venue that you try to go through to try to try to obtain success for the so-called black man in whole, it's going to get you killed.
That's right.
Let's get another witness, man. Go to Isaiah 42 and 18. So he's another witness on who we are and what's really going on at play. He says, hear you deaf, and look you blind, that you may see. Who is blind but my servant? Or deaf as my messenger that I sent? He said, you see these brothers right here? They may be smart. They look like they're smart. We call this brothers. Going to college, thinking that they are better in their condition. Lo and behold, they dumb and blind as all hell. They don't know right from left. Watch. He says, who is blind as he that is perfect? So, who is blind to such a degree, or in the same degree as he is dope as hell.
Man.
That's us.
Man.
And the Most High saying right there at 42 and 9, the deaf and the blind, those don't seem who like to learn, and those who can't see the obvious and don't know who they are, don't know where they came from. He said, who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as Yahweh's servant? Nobody else. Nobody. Well, the black man sounds like he might be second. If we're not the Israelites, sounds like we'll be second.
Man.
He said, seeing many things, but thou observes not, opening the ears, but he hears not. So they be seeing many things. They are facing the curses every day. The curses are playing out and affecting them the moment they wake up. The moment they step out that door. Curses are they are facing the obstacles of the curses every day of their life. But how many people are sitting around there telling you that they're cursed? They don't feel like they're cursed. They feel like they're gonna eventually get this right.
Oh, we're not cursed.
Yeah, you're cursed. How many of these people sitting up in their church like opening their ears?
White people lie to you, dog. You told you guys your whole life you was blessed. That's what messed up.
Yeah, opening the ears, but he hears not. Sitting there, white folks telling you that you blessed in the church. Pastor Pork Chop telling you that you blessed in the church. But you don't hear how that doesn't make sense in your life. You're like, that didn't make sense though. I don't feel blessed. You probably hear all kinds of scriptures that probably would lead to them. I've heard pastors recite scriptures that I use against other people, that I use on Christians.
Oh, they recited.
Yeah, trying to use it on me.
Oh,
trying to use it on me, and I'd be like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. That's my scripture that I would use on you. You like
that's why they did it.
Yeah, you like how?
Hit it up.
How do you hear yourself? How do you hear yourself say these things, and not realizing that actually fit you?
And then they poorly interpreted.
Yeah. Saying many things, but thou observe not, opening the ears, but he hears not. Bro, all we want to do is listen to music all day. We're always willing to listen, but do we listen to what the Most High tells us to do? No. He said, y'all, let me back that up too. I'm going to touch that again. We are people that listen. We open the ears. We do. We like to play music all day, every day. And nobody else actually likes to do that. Nobody likes loud music like that. Unless they want to just copy and being black. And they're young. But when they get old, they be shutting that shit off. You don't see no old Mexicans running around bumping. Nope.
Hurt their ears.
Yep, they don't like it. He said, seeing many things. They observe not, opening the ears, always listening to music, always listening, but hears not. Don't listen to the Most High though. Don't listen to anything good. You got 21. He says, Yahweh, 42 and 21. He says, Yahweh is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. That's the two-step process. First step is he'll magnify the law. That's what's happening right now. It's starting to become more and more known that the Israelites are hell-bent on keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They know that. And they're teaching more and more people that this is the only way to actually be. So it's being magnified and make it honorable. That's that second step. It'll be honorable. I mean, you're gonna be given respect. You're gonna be given tribute to. People are gonna actually treat those who are of the law the way that it's ought to be, the way that it was intended to be in the first place, which is that royalty. He said, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. Those that's going to be doing this, that's going to be magnifying the law, and it's actually going to be honorable.
That's us. We're the ones robbed and spoiled by the
He
white
said,
man.
yeah, whoever this is, it's a people that is robbed and spoiled. So if you don't know who you are, you say, well, I don't think that we're the Israelites. I think we're just Africans. Trying to be an African is going to be the solution. Like, but the Most High says that he's going to hook up these brothers. And his people, whoever they are, they're going to be the people that's been known to be robbed, that's in them slave fields, and spoiled. That's sitting there with that rap doctrine. I mean, all that rap culture and all this violent culture, crack being pumped in our neighborhoods. That spoils you too when you got outside forces pumping deadly drugs into your neighborhood.
That's right.
Filling in Mexicans to take your people's jobs. Every time you see a house with a Mexican in it, that's the house that a black person could have been living in.
That's right.
And I'm talking about for real. 40 years ago, it would have been a house. If white folks wasn't living in that neighborhood, it would have been a house that the black folks would have been living in. Everywhere white folks moved away from, black folks was moving into it. There was never no third party competition. He said they are all snared in holes. And they are hid in prison houses.
Holes, pits, those hoods.
And them all stuck in the hood. What do you mean by snared in holes? Stuck in the hood.
That's right. Whoa.
All stuck in the hood.
They trap. The trap house.
Yeah. Up in that, going into that trap house. You know what I mean? And they are hid in prison houses. We are the people of the prison. And they are for a prey. Down there, bottom right.
That's right.
We are the people that's been set to be able to be killed without any retribution or any justice being served about it. That's why the scripture says they are a people for a prey. This is a checklist that you will be able to identify the children of Israel. And they are people of a prey, and none delivers. For a spoil, and none says, restore. Nobody gives a damn about us actually sitting in this destructive state. And they're not saying, man, well, maybe we should give them the reparations. Who cares if they're crazy or not? Give them their money. Send them off. But they know, like, because these niggas will come back and kill us. If they actually had like an ability to do it, that's how they feel they'll do it. Because we got a lot of people still upset. We got a lot of people that still upset over slavery. So these white folks believe, like, damn, man, these black people are still waiting for black retribution. Hell no. You think I'm crazy to give these people some money? I'm gonna keep it close. You keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Like, no, we're gonna keep a real close eye on you, Negro boy. Because we know that once you guys rise up into power, you know, we think that there's something that you might be feeling like you might want to do about what we did to you. You know what I mean? That's why they don't give you reparations. They know ain't enough of us Israelites this right. 23 says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Not everybody is paying attention, got their eyes open about what's really happening around them. So that does explain a lot of our Pan-African brothers that ain't adhering to the movement like that or catching on quickly, is because they don't actually observe the times. They don't see that the world is actually being in a ending state. 24. He said, who gave Jacob for a spoil? The Most High. and Israel to the robbers. Did not Yahweh, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. You know, and you could brought on ourselves, like Kanye said. Slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
He said, therefore, he has poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of the battle. You see that? The pictures on the left, all them pictures. He has poured out upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of the strength of battle. And it has set him on fire round about. Yet he knew not. You don't know that he's still cursed. You don't know he's an Israelite. He doesn't realize the Most High is actually working against him. Today we sit here and I see these things. I'm like, damn, it's so obvious that we are God chosen people. It's so obvious that even if I didn't know all this stuff about these scriptures, I would look at this and just look at it and say, these people right here is like, I think whoever created heaven and earth, he has something against these people. That's why the Mormons try to say, like, yeah, black people are cursed. They cursing him. Because they can know something's wrong. They look around, they're like, man, whoever these people is, the Most High doesn't like them right now. Period. You know what I mean?
The Israelites get tricked on.
The Israelites under punishment. You know what I mean? He said, yeah, he knew not. And it burned him. Yet, he laid it not the heart. Still don't realize that he got chosen people and that he's under a punishment by a supreme power. He said, but now, thus Yahweh that created you, O Jacob. I'm at 43:1. And he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by name. Thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the waters, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. He's describing the destruction of this place, man. That's some of the attributes that you're going to have to be hoping that you're going to be able to
Be able to get by.
pass over.
Yeah.
Be passed over. You know what I mean? You got to hope that you're going to be passed over by these attributes. He said, for I am Yahweh, your power, the Holy One of the world? No. Of Israel, the Holy One of the Chinaman? No. Of Israel, your Savior. Not everybody's Savior. Not the Savior. Your Savior. That's what that word thy means. It means your. Thy Savior.
That's right.
I gave Egypt for your ransom.
What?
Ethiopia and Sabia for you. Like, man, you're supposed to be owning all these people.
That's right.
He said, since thou was precious in my sight, not in everybody else's sight. He's like, you were precious in my sight.
That's right.
Thou hast been honorable, and I loved you. Therefore, will I give men for you, and people for your life. Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your seed from the east, and gather you from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back.
That's right.
Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth.
That's right.
Even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yeah, I have made him. Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears. Let all the nationalities be gathered together, and let the people be quiet, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this, and show us former things? Let them bring forth their witnesses, that they may be justified, and let them hear and say it is true. He's saying, like, yeah, go get that book of the dead. Team up with your Pan-Africans. Get anybody that you think that you got. Bring all your arsenal that you think.
Man, that's
Like,
right.
and And for real, and let them actually be like, for real, like, and let me see how dope they really is. That's what it means by that they may be justified. Or if not, let them hear and say it is truth. Like what we saying is truth. Like other than that, like basically, man, get all that you got, bring everything that you have, and see that if it stands up. If not, shut that crap down and get in line.
That's right, man. Bring it to the table.
Shut that crap down, man. Shut it down and get on this act right. If I got time for you, why are you fighting against this force? He said, "You are my witnesses. You are my witnesses, man." Says Yahweh, and my servant whom I have chosen. You blind person that you seen a lot, but you still don't see nothing.
That's right.
You have your ears open, but you don't still hear a damn thing. You listen to rap music all the time. You don't realize that it's describing nothing but your curse every day. Every lyric is your curse. I shoot a nigga. Well, it says that you have an evil eye towards your brother. I slapped that chick. Yeah. It says that you don't have an evil eye towards your wife. I told that nigga. Yeah. It says that you're going to be called bywords. Say, man, you are my witnesses, said y'all, and my servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me, and understand that I am he. Before me, there is no God formed, neither shall there be after me. I, even I, am Yahweh. And beside, or in the 5037 translation, and without me, there is no Savior. Without who?
There is no.
Without me. Yahweh. You ain't got nothing coming, bruh.
For classics.
This is what you got coming. You went from this to that. That picture at the bottom is still Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know that? That's Black Wall Street at the bottom. Them white folks. Dang. We have Isaiah 43 and 12. Oh, yeah, I'll show you. Yeah.
Damn. It's fucked up.
That's what happens when you're trying to build cities and try to independentize yourself without the Most High.
That's right.
That's
right.
Music lives.
He said, without me, man, you ain't about to better your situation. Like, man, these people will kill you. You be better off hearing what Battle Axe is saying. Do what he's saying.
Yeah, this is for classics.
You better start trying to figure out how you're going to teach these people that you, God's chosen people, and that those people are significant, and that if these people want to save their country, they're going to have to readjust the way that they thinking about us. Other than that, you ain't getting anywhere. You ain't getting anywhere. Hey, I have declared and have saved, and I have showed when there was no strength power among you, that you are my witnesses. Therefore, you are my witnesses, says Yahweh, that I am the power.
More than a beat. Just
Yeah, before the day was, I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it? Now we talk about this second Exodus, because the Most High is saying, like, man, I'm going to save you. He ain't saying, like, you can't sit here and do all this stuff by yourself. It ain't going to be no black people just going to start just leaving here at no mass movement for no reason. Most High going to have to set this in effect, man. It's going to be a second Exodus that's in the scriptures. That's going to overshadow the first. Go to Jeremiah 16 and 14. He says, therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh lives, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. For Yahweh lives, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from the land and from all the lands whither he hath driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Are you going to do it yourself? No, he said he's going to give you the land that he gave unto your fathers. 49 and 22. At Isaiah 49 and 22. He says, thus says Yahweh Elohim, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
That's where music lives.
I mean, these people are going to be treating us like the royalty that we were meant to be. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. What? It says they shall bow down to thee with their faces towards the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. You see these people licking the dust off these people's feet? That's only the beginning of they black folk feet licking. They licking the leaders of South Africa's feet right here. That's the Pope doing that. You see that? The Pope is licking these people's feet of the South African leaders because they know who we are. They're hearing us say, they're like, dang, well, the closest niggas that we can get to and do this on right now, without chipping the whole car, we can get away with that with these folks because we still deal with these people directly.
Whoa.
But when it comes to us, there's a time for that. It's right around the corner. Not just right yet. We still got a little bit more people to get. But we getting closer and closer day by day to that 144,000 leaders, man. And we're gonna get our feet kissed by these people. He said, shall the prey be taken from the mighty? Can you something with that? He said, shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captive delivered? But thus says Yahweh, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contends with thee, and I will save your children. Not Pan-Africanism will save the children of Israel. Not some dude coming up with some intricate plan on how to be economically stable in America, in Master's backyard. He said, no, that ain't how. He's like, no, that ain't how you gonna get saved. You ain't get saved through Malcolm X and Martin Luther King or no other guy like that. No Tupac. Only God can judge me. Rhymer ain't gonna get you out of what you in. None of that's gonna get you out. He said, I'm gonna be the one that do that. I'll save your children. He said, I'm gonna contend with them that contends with you.
That's right.
I'm gonna trip on those that trip on you. He said, and I will feed them that oppress thee. What? I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood.
That's right.
As with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Not the mighty one of the whole world. Not the mighty one for everybody to just get inclusionary. I thought this was an everybody type of party. No, according to the scriptures, Christianity been lying. He says all flesh shall know that I, Yahweh, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. So how are we going to do that? The cure. What is the cure? How do we get to that state? How do we get to that part of the book? He says in Deuteronomy 30:1, and it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and thou shalt call them to mind or remember among all the nations, whither Yahweh thy power have driven thee, and thou shalt return unto thy power, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So we got to teach our kids. It's not just us, the 144,000. It got to be some of our, like, it got to be our kids that know these things.
That's right.
He said, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That then, Yahweh, thy power will turn thy captivity. and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy power have scattered you. And if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, that applies to us custom fitly, from thence will Yahweh thy power gather you, and from thence will he fetch thee.
That's right.
You see the outmost parts of heaven? That's that coast part of the whole western hemisphere. That was considered the outmost parts of heaven that the Most High was inclining to them about. But he said, well, from there the Most High will fetch thee. They're at 30 and 5. And Yahweh, thy power will bring thee into the land. Who's going to do it? I thought we were going to do it on our own. No, you don't do it on your own. The Most High said, the Most High will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed. And thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed, to love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou may live. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. That explains why they got us in Christianity. That explains why Christianity is the winning religious force on planet Earth, gobbling up the places where most black people are at. It's because if these people start remembering who they are and they start hearkening to the Most High, the law, statutes, and commandments, they knew that the curses that these people are going under, that the children of Israel is under, is going to be reversed and put back on them. And they knew that. That's why they're going through great measures and such extremities to keep us from not knowing who we are and keep us distracted in that club life and in that hood life. Glorifying that ghetto, that ghetto, killing hatred on self, killing hate what looks like you. They do that because he says right here in 30 and 7 that the Most High will put all these curses upon the enemies and on them that hate you. That's the white folks and the Arabs, and on them which persecuted you. That's the Mexicans. All they do is just come at us with that bullshit. We don't even know why they tripping, but they be out there tripping on us. We don't even know why they want to gang up on us in jail, but they do. Man. We don't even get it. I see. I've been in there. I've seen the confusion. We really don't understand. Why's it got to be like that?
You go for a newspaper.
Over a newspaper, it'll be all races against a handful of blacks. That it doesn't make sense. I seen 200 people try to, jump 6 people. I seen it with my own eyes. 200 people can't hit 6 people all at once, you know what I mean? But they tried. And whoever was close to those dudes, they did hit them. It was just crazy. It was like a zombie. It was like a zombie epidemic. And you got, you using that phone? For behold, in those days, and in that time, okay, all right. Well, go to Job 3. This lines up with it. This all lines up. So he said they're going to put all these curses on our enemies and on them that persecuted us and that hates us. Then you jump over to Joel. Joel 3 and 1. Let the Most High drop game about how he going to do this. He said, for behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, talking about that second Exodus. He said, I will gather all nationalities, and I will bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Do you see that? I will gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and plead with them. How does he plead? It ain't by begging. We're going to just jump to Isaiah 4. Hold your spot right there. Just jump to Isaiah 46 just real quick. Isaiah 66 and 15 just real quick. He says, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire and by sword. First it's fire and then by sword. Will Yahweh what? Plead with all flesh. And the slain of Yahweh shall be many. So when he's saying plead, he ain't talking about begging you. He's talking about destroying you with fire, flames, and all kinds of other winds, whirlwinds, and all, or hurricanes they call them today, and all kinds of other stuff. So back at 2. He says, I will gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat. Or Yehoshaphat means Yahweh's judges. Yahweh's judgment, or Yahweh judges. He said, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage. It's Yahweh judges. Valley of Jehoshaphat means Yahweh judges. He said, and will plead with them. And when he says plead, he ain't talking about begging. He talking about killing them. I will kill them. Right? Mm-hmm. I will kill them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. We went through the transatlantic slave trade, and then right here's our land parted. They try to say it's Jerusalem when they try to say they split the line between the fake Jews and Palestine or some stuff like that, and they fighting over that land right now. I mean, you talking about parting the land like that? This land is more parted. That is right there is literally who owns Africa. All them maps that you see is all foreign nations that is gobbling the place up. They have parted my land, and they have casted lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yeah.
Diana.
Yep. So, boy for a harlot. They were doing all that gay pedophile sex with the boys during slavery. They don't want you to talk about that, but they were. And then they sold the girl for wine. They were over there raping the women too, having sex. You know what I'm saying? Just using the boys for sex objects, using the women for their pleasure also. He said that they might drink. He said, yeah. And what have you to do with me, oh Tyre and Zidon and all the coasts of Palestine? Talking about all that northern Africans. Talk about all the northern Africans and all the Africans on the coastlines. Tyre and Zidon is the North Africans. Palestine is the coastlines on off the western banks of Africa. He said, "You will render me a recompense." He said, "Man, are you gonna sit and try to come up with that year of return? He said, you think that you can say sorry?" He said, "Man, if you try to say sorry, swiftly, speedily will I return your recompense upon your head." He's like, "Man, I don't want that. I'll toss it right back in your face." He said, if you bring these Israelite niggas, if you call these niggas to come over here at your to Ghana right now in the year of return, as of right now, he said, them niggas gonna show up to your crib and turn that shit the fuck out. Excuse my language. Man. That's what he's saying. He said, "Swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head." He said, don't try to make amends. Don't try to say 400 year of return, 400 year anniversary. Come on, you guys back. We willing to accept you guys. And then what? When you go and look into it, they want you to just go ahead and just be like a regular person. I ain't trying to go back to Africa and be no regular African. A regular African still got flies flying around on them.
Man.
I don't want all that drama. He said, Matt 5, he said, "Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temple my goodly pleasant things." He said, "Man, no, these niggas," he's like, "Man, them dudes in Ghana and all them other cats in Northern Africa," he said, "Man, y'all jacked me." Then you're gonna see him try to call about your return. He said, "You think you got the game twisted?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, most guys like, I ain't buying that." He said, "Man, it's all bad. It'll suck to be an African. You don't want to be African when the children are able to get back to their land, because this is what's about to happen." Go to Joel and 6. We still there. He says, "The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians." Who's the modern day Grecians now today? The so-called white men. He said, "That you might remove them far from their border," because they're like, "Oh yeah, this would be a good opportunity to get these Negroes up out of here so we can keep their gold and rock their stuff. Rock on their land. Hump on their women that have been left behind." Yeah, I said it. That's where the whole myth comes from. Africans selling Africans. Nah. It was Tyre, Zidon, and the Palestinians selling the Israelites. That you might remove them far from their border. Peep game, or behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. That means they're gonna make us show up and we gonna trip. He said, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah,
That's right.
and they shall sell them to Sabians,
Mhm.
to a people far off.
Yeah.
For Yahweh has spoken it.
That's right.
He said, Egypt, house of bondage, shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Israel, the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood, that I have not cleansed. Or in other translations, for I will not leave their blood unavenged. For Yahweh dwells in Zion.
That's right.
So what is the validity? It'll something be African.
That's right.
Here's the validity. What do I mean by the validity? The validity of the scripture and what we just said. Is this actually for real? Is this Bible for real? Or like they say, the chain of ownership has been broken. So the Bible doesn't need to be actually taken serious because there's too many possibilities that it could have been tampered with. Well, if it was tampered with too much, it wouldn't work. Then it wouldn't be the book that works against you. What'd you say? It wouldn't be the book that works against you. This book actually is set up by our enemies to be in front of us. All by the will of the Most High. So this could still remain to be rules that we are actually legitimately and deliberately breaking. Not we don't know. There was no rules anymore. That means he's not saying it to us anymore. He's not saying it to us anymore. But while it's still here, while you're still hearing some of these things sometimes throughout your daily life, it's making it to where what happens to you is legitimate and eligible. Go to Deuteronomy 30 and 11. This is why I say this. Scriptures clearly forbids and debunks the Quran. We're going to start off right here. He says, for this commandment, which I command you this day, the stuff that you got to keep, and if you don't, you'll be cursed. He said, it ain't hidden from you. Ain't no white folks change nothing in here. It ain't hidden from you. Neither is it far off. It ain't hidden from you, and you ain't got to go searching for anything else or any more of it. He said, it is not in heaven that thou should say, who shall go up to us to heaven? Who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it down to us that we may hear it and do it? What? Ain't that the way that the Quran was made? Ain't that the way that the Quran was actually rehearsed to Muhammad? Is by an angel who was supposed to have come down from heaven. Angel Gabriel was supposed to have come down from heaven and recited to him all this bullshit. He said, nuh-uh. The scripture, the Most High already debunked that in the beginning. He said, man, it is not in heaven that you should say, who shall go up to heaven for us and bring it unto us that we may hear it and do it? He said, neither is it beyond the sea that thou should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it to us that we may hear it and do it? So you didn't leave it over. It wasn't left over there on them Egyptian walls and the hieroglyphs. It wasn't left over there with the Ghanans, with the Igbo tribe that we're looking at. We see them with the Jewish stars, walking around with the 6-pointed star. Like, nah, those dudes ain't walking the right way either. The Most High's like, nah. Your way that you have to do, it's going to always remain right under your nose.
That's right.
He said, but the word is very near unto you, in your mouth. That's right under your nose. And in your heart. Ain't your mouth right under your nose? Mm-hmm. In your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. Because we got some people, some people do know right from wrong for the most part. It's not hard to keep the commandments. There's just some other things that people They just get the game twisted. Like you wanna keep the commandment. You want to party on Saturday. Well, you can when you want and you like to do Thanksgiving. You can do that on Saturday.
That's right.
Like it's in their heart. They want to party on Saturday. Well, the Sabbath is supposed to be a party. We have 15. He says, "See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love Yahweh your power, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, and that thou may live and multiply. And Yahweh thy power shall bless thee in the land whither you go to possess it." So he said you got to make sure you keep these commandments so you can live, so your leaders don't get knocked off, and that you can actually so your movement can actually increase. Like the Hebrew Israelite movement is increasing, and our leaders are not getting knocked off. You see, it's already working. When they say, "Oh, there's no tangible proof that the Bible's true," we're keeping the commandments and we're not getting knocked off. We're teaching and we're preaching the same things, if not worse, than what Malcolm X was teaching and preaching, and we're not getting knocked off.
That's right.
There's proof in the pudding. What? Yeah, man, there's proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
Shit.
It actually seems like they're actually on our side. Dudes tried to trip out the other day, trying to down talk us because we were just spreading the truth.
Yeah.
Police kicked them out.
Yeah. Kicking out ISUPK.
Mhm.
ISUPK got the boot after the crowd was actually applauding for what we saying.
That's right.
Because our people, they tired of hearing that BS, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say when somebody says something so radical to them. They're just like, damn, you know, dude's holding the Bible and he got all these markings in it. It looks like he must know what he's talking about. I don't feel what he's saying, but I can't fight against it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, you know, saying we come through almost like superheroes saving the day. Cause them brother, that dude, he was really feeling all fucked up when we first walked up. He was like, man, them dudes right there, man. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, I heard what that dude said. Like, them dudes ain't our people. He's like, I feel what y'all saying. He's like, them dudes ain't our people.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, they ain't ours. He said, nah. And I'm like, oh snap. Let me check this Mexican. Yeah, I said ISIUPK got a Mexican camp out in Hollywood. They're all Mexican, saying that they're the children of Israel, with like two black dudes standing far off to the side that you can't even notice them.
That's right.
It was a bad display for what lies can do. We had 16 though. We had 17. He said, but if in thy heart, Slakia. He said, but if your heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away, or deceived, or enticed, and worship other gods, and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that you shall surely perish, and that you shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou goest to possess it. That thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven in. So this is the reason why this book cannot go away. This is the reason why he said boldly in that statement, this book ain't been hidden from you. The words of this book ain't been hidden from you, and it ain't far off. Why would the Most High say that statement so boldly? Because it says right here, right after it, he said, because I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. So if you have an enemy and he gets a hold of this, he would see this and see benefit in that scripture. He say, I can work with that. The same way I just saw that we can use the jujitsu matter, how the Most High has panned out and planned out and plotted out a blueprint of the jujitsu matter, or the jujitsu, intellectual jujitsu, that we could do with the Christianity movement. The same thing the Most High, the same thing our enemies seen that when they saw this, they're like, dang, we can use that. This works against them if they break it. Let's get them to break it, and then we'll benefit from them being at the bottom. It's just straight math. He said that was straight plain easy math. A and B. He said that I have set before you life and death. He recorded to you against you this day that he has set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that you and your seed may live, that thou may love Yahweh your power, and that thou mayst obey his voice, and that thou may cleave unto him. For he is your life, and the length of your days. He ain't everybody else's life.
That's right.
He is your life. For you to stay living and not get smoked by trying to help your people out and lead them, you got to keep the commandments, and you got to be actually teaching out of the book. So can't nobody actually deem you bad for your own words. If they don't like what you're saying, they can't knock you, because those ain't your words. You're like, I didn't say it. This is just what the Bible is saying. Now you just now put all that back on the Most High, and they gotta just, after that, they gotta just space it up. They gotta swallow it down. They're like, damn. They wish they would have saw that it was talking about them when they read this. They probably would have got rid of it. They didn't see that though. They swore up and down that they were white. They didn't know that they were the Edomites. They thought that we was monkeys. They didn't know that we was Israelites. That rhyme, I'm gonna use that. They thought that they was white, but they was Edomites. They thought that we was monkeys, we was Israelites. I'm gonna beat that. Yeah, nobody steal that. I know that Deacon might hear this. Nigga, don't you bite my lyrics. Don't you build off another man's foundation.
Greatest beats on the market.
He said, well, read it on, enough of the folly. Deuteronomy 30:20. He says, that thou may love the Most High your power, and that thou may obey his voice, and that thou mayst cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of your days, that thou mayst dwell in the land of the Most High. Dwell in the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them.
That's right.
See it? So far in this presentation, we have covered the cause and the cause of our condition. And this is all about, remind you, this is about a tangible solution for the children of Israel versus the solutions that is offered through Pan-Africanism, which is none. They actually would tell you to go ahead and start doing some inner self study and work on yourself. Like, for real, start looking on your inner self. Like, what does that mean? Where does that lead me? What are you talking about? Anyway, he said, it says right here, the cause of our condition. We are in straight, deliberate disobedience as Israelites. Our condition, or the condition that results from that disobedience, curses. And the cure to that condition, or curses, would be the obviousness, the obedience of the covenant. That's how you're going to cure it. Because like I said, huh? Alright, right here. He said, if you don't know, it says, if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it.
That's right.
Like as we started off saying. So now you know your history. Now you know how you ended up in this condition. Now you know what needs to be done. Now you know what needs to be said to somebody that doesn't believe in the law, statutes, and commandments. You just show them this video, let them hear it, and just tell them have an open mind, be humble, be mature about it, and realize that you and everything that you've been studying actually is applying you with no game plan, no tactics. It has no intellectual jujitsu to kick to you about what's going on.
That's real.
Nothing. I'm like, it's not doing anything. Like the Hebrew movement, the one nation set apart, it's where it's at. We the children of Israel, God's chosen people, Zion, light bringing forth from the light bearers, the seeds of Aaron. We doing all that, man. We the Levites that's within the tribe of Judah. We over here waking our people up, waking up Judah, getting up out of here. We got next, Maranatha. Y'all know that.
Welcome to our music.
Because who? Our Messiah, not theirs, is on his way. He comes. Our Messiah or our salvation doesn't come by our hands and our might. Our salvation, our Messiah shows up. Maranatha.
That's right.
Barakatah. And we out. Yeah, I said it.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family.
Yeah, and another thing, I'm back real quick. And yeah, peep this. There's another thing. The reason
You
why
are now listening to
we got
Anyway
to
Well.
acknowledge that we the Israelites, and we gotta get these people to acknowledge that we Israelites, because that's how that jujitsu thing works. We have so many people that believe in the Christianity doctrine. We got so many people that are signing a life and believing in it, that all we gotta do now with the Israelite movement is let them know, hey, we God's chosen people. Those main characters in that book is still the main characters, and they well and kicking. We are here right now. What y'all gonna do about it? And watch how these people are gonna flip the script on how they treat us. Watch how they gonna flip the script on what's really going down. And those who don't want to acknowledge it after that, them niggas gonna have to must be destroyed, because there's no change in their mind.
That's right.
But we got to start by getting out there in the streets like we did on the last video we covered. Man, we got to get out there. We got to wake our people up. Don't have us out here by ourselves. These people ain't gonna think that this is of the Most High or this is of anything if they don't see numbers.
That's right.
That's just how the human psyche works. They get impressed with that shit. Step your game up, Israel. We got next.
That's right.
And y'all Pan-Africans, man, swallow your pride, man, and realize that something right now is a little bit better than what y'all sitting there been investing your last few years of your life in, you know what I'm saying, convincing other people that you smart.
Man,
I know it.
Yeah, the Pan-Africans need to know that everything that they doing is about us. Down to the gangs right now. You know what I'm saying? They got that song, we got next, we got now, about us Israelites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's us, man.
That's about
Ain't
us.
got no Pan-Africans.
No. Nobody cares about the Pan-African. They don't mind you being an African. They're like, all right, be an African. We rob those people.
Yeah.
That's easy target. They're like, the people that we don't want to see is the people that we erased off the map, which is those Israelites.
Okay.
Once you start saying that you're an Israelite, that's when our belly starts aching.
That's right.
You gonna say that you built a pyramid? Shit, we ain't gonna fight you against that. We're gonna let y'all think that you're the pyramid builders. You're gonna think that you are smart and you can go ahead and just do this all yourself, that you got some manufacturing skills. They'll let you work for them. They'll be like, okay, I'll hire you. And put you right there in that corner and work you to the bone until the day that you croak.
We gotta go get
Alright. But we got next, man.
That's right.
Barakatah, Maranatha, children of Israel, we got next. Shalom. And we pray for Shalom. Maranatha. Barakatah.